Okay, today's lesson is about mixing those three colors up to make your letter. Now, there's a video on it that you saw 2 days ago. You should have your background done by now. If you don't have your background done, stop this video and get the background done. But this is the part that really makes it 3D. And every once in a while, I have a student just go and they go, oh, and they paint, for example, the whole thing red. So I'm going to do my 3D letter. And just paint it red will make it look flat, kind of like in the video where the ball looks like it's really flat if you do it that way. So what I've got here is a drawing that, or the painting that I started. I made it kind of big just so that you can see this a little better as I mix them up. But we're going to paint the three different colors. And if you remember, the first thing I want to do is is the base color. Now I said don't move this, and here I am moving it. Because when I move it, like this is the highlight that changes all the time. So I'm going to put it in one place and then use your eyes to observe it. I just wanted to let you know that I am observing it because it is right here. And what I really want you to do is look at that. Now you might have to change it a little bit to get to the base color. The good news about this 3 is that the red straight out of the tube pretty much looks like my red. If it's a slightly off color, you can get it. And I'll be honest with you, if the base color isn't exactly right, I'm really going to grade you on how you did the shadow and how you did the highlight. So if you mix the shadow correctly and you mix the highlight correctly, even from a color that's slightly off. In fact, when I paint this on here, these paints look a little pinky, and the real red is more solid red. Like I need some yellow with it, but I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to try to pick one color as my base color, and that is often the very front of it. Okay, the top is going to be the highlight, and the sides are going to be darker. So I'm just going to do the very front of this in my straight red. And then the next thing I'm going to do is mix the highlight color. Okay. Now the highlight color is going to be the tops here. And there's more than one top. There's a top here, there's a top here, there's a top here, there's a top here, a little bit right there. And if you remember how to mix that, I should mix it right here on the tray, is obviously we're going to use white. So I'm going to clean my brush out. I'm going to add some white to it. But you also, it's going to be dead if you don't add a little bit of orange. I don't have orange, so I'm just going to add like a little bit of yellow, which the yellow and the red there together will make the orange. So really you can just add a little bit of white and a little yellow to almost anything to make it a little lighter. And I know that gives kind of that might be too orange. I'm going to actually do more white. You really need to don't be afraid to use the white. And maybe just a touch more red. Okay, so almost too much orange. Okay, so I want it to be lighter but still kind of look red. Oh, that's it. I found it. I found it perfect. Okay, so that's the color of the tops. And here's the trick. I'm going to do this top, and I'm looking, and because that's where the light hits it. And there's a little tiny bit when I observe here, like right here. This is a top. I know it's in the middle, but this is technically a top. It's the top of this part. And then there's a top here where the light's hitting it. And all of that is light. Okay? Now, leave that alone. Don't use that paint anymore. I'm going to scoop out some more red here. And to make the shadow, I need to add red plus the other two complementary colors. The other two complementary colors, remember all three complementary colors make black. So to make it darker, I'm going to add the other two, yellow and blue. But as he said in the video, there's a shortcut to yellow and blue. It's green. It's already mixed for me. So I'm going to take the green, just a little bit of it, not a lot. And wow, that got dark really quick. Okay, and that's good. The more difference, the better. I know it's like when you first do this, your eyes are not going to believe that that's still a red. but that is a red, okay? And if I'm going to do just a tip right there, and boy, I don't like this paint. It's too thin, and it's good for me to mix with it because then I can tell what you guys have to go through. So if you have better paints at home, use them. But that's the dark right there, and there's dark coming up here like this. And I'm going to just blend that together. You know, I'm letting that paint didn't dry, and I kind of blended that together because that really happens on the 3. Once again, that might be what I would consider an advanced lesson. I'm not going to grade that if you don't blend it, but some of my students can do stuff like that. And then I'm pretty much, it's looking three-dimensional. Now, if you like, you can accent this a little bit. I'm going to actually take some straight black and very lightly kind of give this a little dark right there, maybe a little dark where that turns, maybe a little darker right there. Not a lot, but adding a little bit of dark here and there. And this should, I'm just thinking, this needs 2 coats. That's how bad my paint is. And if you want, you know, once again, this is extra credit here. I'm looking at this and I'm saying, you know, there's a highlight right there. There's one, I think, right here, a little bit of one right there, and right there. And sometimes when you put a little something like that on there, that makes it just pop. Okay, the same with the black, and you know, if you can get those highlights the way they look. Once again, a little bit of a special part of this, but yeah, that's basically the 3 different colors that I want out of each object. Now, if you have a green object or a blue one, you're going to have to adjust all of this to do your blue as your basic color, and then come back and add the complementary blue, which is orange, or the highlight of blue would be blue and white and a touch of green, and so forth. So it just depends on what color object you have. If you have red, you can just follow along right with me. But if you have a different color, you need to add that, okay? So that is how to paint your object. I would start with your letter, or number in this case, and tomorrow we'll do the other 2. I'm going to give you a couple days to do this, but get those 3 values on yours right.